Hello, good evening everyone. It's John Matthews and it's day 48 since getting the keys to my first serviced accommodation unit in Northampton, unless it's not obvious to everyone. But yes, in Northampton. So another full day at work, but I decided to get up early. Got up at 5:15, and I had a little list of things to do, and the main the main one was to look at an email that I got from my website designer, because I sent him some information yesterday, and I kind of created my own email signature at the bottom, and I asked him for some feedback, and then he said it looks a little bit cramped and that, and then he said try this, and if you go to a place called HubSpot, and it's a email signature generator, it's free. And this is what he advised me to do, and I went on there and I'm clicking away. I'm like, oh, it made me realise how rubbish mine was, but it's still a lot better than it was before, because I was just typing my name and a phone number underneath. And so and then I tried putting my logo in, and that's the hard bit. So I left my laptop open all day to do that. So yes. So if you need an email signature, I don't know how everyone does it, if this is obvious, but yeah, HubSpot email signature generator, and go on there. There's like 7 templates, and you can take your pick, and you get nice little you get your Facebook and your LinkedIn little icons, and it looks really professional. It looks really good. So yeah, I'm in the process of tweaking that, and last night after I did my live, I got a phone call on my landline, and the only people that phone me on my landline are either cold calling people that want your business, for like whatever. Normally it's nothing I'm interested in, or responses to my mass marketing message that I did, well, nearly 2 months ago now, and that's how I got my first serviced accommodation. So anyway, this chap phones me from Milton Keynes, and he's basically got a 2-bedroom apartment in Milton Keynes, and I'm viewing it at 12 o'clock on Saturday. So yes, that's exciting, and but I have a feeling he might want too much money for it, and I've been burned with the too much money thing on my first one. So and also this one's, it's a smaller, it's like a 2-bedroom, like I said, but I need to research the prices in Milton Keynes. So I've actually reached out to another operator in Milton Keynes to ask his opinion, and I'm just waiting on that, but I can always look on AirDNA later. So and then I did my full day's work, and then at 5:15, luckily my boss had left at the time, I get a phone call from a friend of mine who lives in Wellingborough, and he's doing serviced accommodation. He's got a few units, and he had a booking to pass on, and it was basically he's in contact with a relocations agent, and a family had got some massive flood damage in the house. They need accommodation like as soon as possible, but I've got my Thursday, Friday, Saturday night booking this week, and my Thursday, Friday, Saturday night booking next week. I've actually got paid for those as well, so I've got the money's in my bank, which is quite handy, because some direct debits are coming out for like the furniture and stuff, and I've got the rent covered to the landlord as well, but I haven't actually made that money yet, but I have got it, because obviously we guarantee this rent, and so I can't say, we haven't got it yet. So at all costs, that landlord will get his rent on the 30th or the 31st. So it was going to be the 22nd, but I asked him for an extension, and he agreed. So it's quite good. Another thing that happened earlier this morning, I got hopefully it's my final message from my logo designer on Fiverr, because he sent some blacked out images of my design, but I don't know if he was doing it quick or whatever, but when he blacked it out, the great bit, the text was black, and so now it just looks like Northampton Stays. And I said, well, can you make the black white with the black background? And so I'm hoping when I look at that after dinner, which is cooking now, that is what it looks like. So So yeah, and yeah, the reason why I got the logos going is because there's a company that they specialise in contacting people, and you can pay like uh, for a day of calls and and like emails and everything else, and they, well, if I did it, I would probably contact one or two companies a day, and if they do it, they can probably contact between 60 and 80, which I think is pretty good. But I needed like a bit more of an image for them, and so that's why I got the logos, and that's why I'm trying to sort out my email. And I've got some scripts somewhere that I want them to use. I've got lists of companies I want them to contact. I just need to gather it all together tonight, and hopefully I'll be contacting them tomorrow and instructing them, or at least getting the ball rolling. So it's quite likely that, as I've only got one unit at the moment, and I've got a possibility of one in Wellingborough as well, that I'm going to have a surplus of bookings that I'm going to have to pass on. So yeah, so that's my day, which is actually quite exciting. It feels like nothing's happening because of my job, and well, this time next month is my last day, so the 28th of August, and I can't wait for the time it's going to free up for me to do stuff, because when I was furloughed, I was doing between 8 and 12-hour days in my property business, and I had 11 and a half weeks of that. Well, probably the first few weeks was just like me doing little bits, and then towards the end it was like manic, and it's quite funny because you're not getting paid immediately directly for it, but it is something that you're growing, and you've got to do something, and the rewards will come later. So, but it's every day is exciting, rewarding. The job's in the way, even though I'm actually enjoying my job more and being more conscientious than I have been for the last 2 years. So, yeah, and I'm also realising that I'm going to miss all of my colleagues, and I want to make sure I make an effort to keep in touch with them. Hey, Kabir. So yeah, and I think that's the hardest bit about leaving any company. It's your colleagues, and I've left quite a few companies, and you've had great relationships, and that's the hardest bit. But do you stay with the company because of your friendships, or do you stay? You know what I mean? So and if the friendships are could be lasting, yeah, great. And I'm going to try and make an effort, because if you're the one that leaves, you're the one that has to make the effort to keep a friendship going. It depends how important you think it is. Right, anyway, I'm bordering on waffling again. So have a great day. Hope you've had one already. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. So take care. All right, bye.